Just a gorgeous fall afternoon in the heart of Texas. No weather to speak of. Football at AT&T Stadium in Arlington. It's a tradition that began in 1966, and off we go on a Thanksgiving afternoon in Dallas. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. They go play action with Hurts. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
Now an option play on second down. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A good chunk on the ground on the keeper, 17 yards, first down. Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there. Worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. And let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
Here's Hurts to throw. Open man, that's Devontae Smith. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. Hurts. And the Cowboys pressure gets there this time for the sack. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
They've gobbled up over 30 yards of turf so far, but a sack knocks them backwards. And that interrupts the momentum they were building. Good opportunity for the defense to escape this drive before they get to the end zone.
So after that sack, Hurts and the Eagles, tough spot here, 3rd and long. Now back to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Barnes. And they'll get this across midfield, but not nearly close to a first down as he stopped at the 48.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. So well done there. And these punters, they get more specialized and better each and every year, don't they?
They sure do. And now it's really not the American punters. It's the Australian punters with their kicking academies and that flat drop and just kind of kicking the nose of the football. They're able to almost stop it where they want to, like a good golfer can check one up.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he will take this up to about the 8-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Now 2nd and 9. They'll send the tight end in motion. 2nd and 9 now. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And they'll bring him down right around the 13. It'll be a gain of 5. And that'll bring us to a 3rd and 4.
Well, he was a busy man out of the backfield a week ago. They got him the ball early and often. I have no doubt in my mind that he'll be a big part of the game plan here as well.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he will have a Cowboys first down by about a yard as they find a way to convert there on 3rd down and 5. The Cowboys at 4-6 now on the year. And they were winners their last time out, so they'll be looking to make it 2 in a row.
And so much about football, partner, comes down to mindset. Being in the right frame of mind, and the best way to get in that good frame of mind, winning. So they come in feeling good. They've got the home crowd behind them. I think they're going to be tough to beat in this one.
He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
While you admire anyone trying to pick up an additional couple of yards, they're just not worth it when you take shots like that. Quarterbacks have to stay in the game and stay on the field.
They work now on 2nd and 9. Here's the option. And maybe the wrong read there as he's going to go down immediately. And not a lot of success to be found there.
Oh, you got that right, partner, because if you're trying to make guys miss about 10 yards or so downfield, that's a pretty good play. But if you've got to do it in your own backfield, I consider that a problem. That doesn't work too well.
Third down and 13. They're going to look to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it looks like the offense did get the football back, but it is clearly in that end zone, and it's going to be a safety. Well, we thought these two defenses, they might come to play. One has already come to play here, a safety for the opening points of the game.
Brandon, let's file this play away because if it turns out to be a tight game, who knows? This could wind up being the difference.
So a free kick situation forthcoming from the 20 as they'll punt this one away. This is brought in at the 21. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. Obviously not the intended goal last drive. They had to punt the football, but still they've got the lead here, and now a chance to add on to that lead if they can get points on this drive. 1st and 10 upcoming. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Well, this defense for the Cowboys, they played really well in the win over the Raiders a week ago.
Yeah, and what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
Hurts sets up to throw it. And that's to Amon-Ra St. Brown. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. 14 yards that time for number 14.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
Throwing is Hurts. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. A good pickup there, 21 yards. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
And they'll come up on a 2nd and 7 from the 27. From the gun, it's Hurts. And he will find his big tight end over the middle. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's in. Touchdown, Eagles. A great effort there. His 8th rushing touchdown on the year as his guys are able to extend their lead. Elliott good on the extra point, and that makes this a 9-point game. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And last time they surrendered the safety, we know they don't want to do that again.
That is just one of those oddities in scoring that we get, and it's just so strange to see that go up on the board, and then you got to make sure that that doesn't happen to you. They've got to take care of the ball.
But boy, it juices up the defense.
Oh, without a doubt. That's a great way to score some points.
2nd down and 3. Back to throw here. And incomplete.
When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches had told me in the past. The biggest teaching point, get your head around. Locate the football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air. That's exactly what he did there. That was nice.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. He'll drop to throw. Escaping the pressure right. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will have a Cowboys 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Started the 2nd quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Here's a handoff out of the gun. And some pretty strong running there as he'll take this across the 50 and down to the 44. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down. They'll set up a throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 32-yard line. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs.
Well, they certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the first half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball possibly in the open field. And I think in the second half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Here's 2nd and 8. Able to hit his target, Lamb. And Lamb going to have a Cowboys first down as he'll take this down to the 22-yard line. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
They had their backs up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
From the gun, he'll hand this off. A nice little juke. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Sets him up nicely. First and goal. It was a pickup of 14.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
And he's got it. A gain of 7 that time. Second goal. Not liking the look. They'll change the play. Expect this from the visiting team when playing indoors, but not the home team.
They're supposed to get all the advantages, right? The home crowd's supposed to help them. They forgot where they were, perhaps.
Things made a little more difficult after the false start as they try again on 2nd and goal. To the right side, it's caught by Mitchell. That time the completion goes for 4 yards, and we're set up with a 3rd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. A great play there. Touchdown number 15 on the year. And the Cowboys have cut it back within a score. And that touchdown's going to put him in double digits now for the year. It's his 10th rushing touchdown of the campaign. The Cowboys offense, it'll stay out there as they'll go for 2.
The Cowboys will line up for the 2-point conversion.
They'll try and run it here. And he will find the end zone again. So he gets the touchdown and the 2-point conversion. And that'll cut this deficit down a little bit further. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
So both of these teams, Charles, coming off touchdowns now, but this offense, they just had to stand on the sideline, watch their opponent author a really impressive drive to reach the end zone.
Yeah, and I think you're not telling yourself the truth if you don't think there's some one-upsmanship going on right now, because they just had their touchdown answered by a drive of double-digit plays that also found the end zone. Now they want to do something even more impressive to answer that one.
2nd and 10. Well, and Hurts is going to be hit and taken down to the ground.
They get to him for a loss of 4, and it brings up 3rd down on the sack.
Now Charles dealing with a 3rd and long. They'll have to try to go back to the air again, and this time avoid the sack.
Certainly hard to try to establish momentum when all you're doing is going backwards, not protecting the passer, and he gets dumped on his backside.
So after that sack, Hurts and the Eagles, tough spot here, 3rd and long.
Looking to throw. Over the middle, it's complete. And he's stopped up short of the first as they tackle him down at about the 36. It's a pickup of 13, but they're still a bit short, and it'll be 4th down. The Eagles send out their punter now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Fielded at the 20. 42-yard punt, 6 on the return. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done.
And they'll run on the inside handoff.
Call it a 6-yard gain. Still plenty of work to do coming up. 3rd and 14.
That was a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
So here's a 3rd and 14.
They'll look to throw.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Cowboys 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this 1st half. On 1st down, he'll drop to throw.
And a dangerous throw there on the drop-off. Incomplete, nearly intercepted.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make 2nd down, 2nd and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
And they'll send the tight end in motion here. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Looking for his running back, and he's got it. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. A little too much extracurricular there.
When you have a game with a lot of contact, tensions are going to run pretty high. You're going to be emotional, but you have to harness it somehow, and he didn't on that play.
Williams, the man in motion left. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
As soon as he leaked out and began his route, someone on the defensive side broke with him and arrived just in time to separate him from another reception.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Back to throw again. He's got a man. It's his fullback. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Seventh play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets it down to the 30 there. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it'll be 4th down.
Well, it looks like they got what they wanted. They got the completion, but they weren't able to break any tackles or gain nearly enough yardage to pick up the first down. Now to be 4th and short.
It's a 47-yard field goal try from here, but instead they're going to opt to go for it on 4th down. They'll try and run for it. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. The Cowboys going to use their second timeout now, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. They'll look to throw here. Complete. This is Mitchell.
And he'll be touched down at the end, but a big play on that one.
The Cowboys signal for their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. He'll look to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
They're putting together a drive here in the final minutes of the half, but the coverage has been tight all game long, and they certainly want to keep them off the scoreboard here.
2nd and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line. They'll set up to throw. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And that'll bring up a 3rd down and goal.
That's a nice job defensively to make sure everyone was accounted for, because ordinarily you pick up the guys downfield and sometimes you forget about the running back. In this case, they did not and dropped him for no gain.
So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. From the right hash at a bit of a tight angle. And his kick is good.
So 3 points on the board, as easy a field goal as you're going to get, but I can see you shaking your head.
I love that peripheral vision of yours, partner, because to me, if it's the 4th quarter and you're up 6, I get it. But now, even if you run and don't get in, you're still setting them up to go a long field, 98, 99-yard drive. How do you look at your defense and not give them that opportunity?
And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go.
And they'll have time for one play. There's 2 seconds on the clock.
They'll throw now on the final play. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play.
And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter.
To kick off for Philadelphia.
The Cowboys will get the football first here, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in quarter three.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
They'll drop to throw. He's going to get this one out to his fullback. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And now we've got a 3rd and 3.
It's pretty easy to overlook the fullback when you're making your assignments defensively in the pass coverage game. But in this case, they made him pay for that oversight and picks up a nice gain.
They'll come up now, 3rd and 3.
On play action, they'll throw.
Oh, he had a man open. He overshot him. It's incomplete.
A little bit of finger pointing and heavy discussion going on in the defensive backfield. It's man coverage, but they leave a guy wide open. They've got to be counting their lucky stars that this ball was overthrown.
Out now comes the Cowboys punter, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And the punt will kick out of bounds, and it'll be spotted inside the 30-yard line.
They're on the 26-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Oh, the option left, it's Hurts. He'll get 5 out of the keeper, but now it's 3rd down. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Hurts going to keep it again. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
The Eagles send out their punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. Fair catch called for and made right at the 25-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive.
Now, Brandon, that's the way you want to run the football. There should almost be quote bubbles above the offense right now. Bam, boom, biff. That's how they feel good about moving the football.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground.
And the defense closes quickly there. He'll get maybe a yard to the 33. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Third and 3.
Back to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. He's going to be a yard short. Needed 2, but only got 1. 4th down.
Always important as a defender on 3rd down to keep the play in front of you and make sure you don't give up enough space that they can make a move on you in the open field. Try as he might, he wasn't able to get to the 1st down marker. Excellent defense, good tackling.
It's taken to the 26. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt.
And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach can...
And this ball will be intercepted.
He may go.
And they will finally bring this run back to an end, but not before he's down inside the 5-yard line at the 4. He had his eyes on the end zone. He got close. At least he set the offense up nicely, but he's probably mad he didn't take that one to pay dirt.
I agree with you, and you know he's going to get teased because he didn't get it all the way into the end zone. But if they don't score now, if they don't get a touchdown, he won't just get teased. They'll be glaring at him. How'd you not score?
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown. Cole Kmet from 4 yards out.
And the Cowboys are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
So a nice touchdown pass for the rookie there. And, you know, as they go down the stretch, look, they're not a playoff team. This is just confidence building and growth time for him, right?
Yeah, it's a game within the game, isn't it? Because every team wants to win all games on their schedule. But the development of this rookie quarterback is paramount for this team. So you're exactly right. Every rep, doesn't matter what the game, what the situation, what the score, valuable for him, valuable for his team as they look towards next year.
Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off.
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
And that's hauled in by St. Brown over the middle. They'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
Hurts. Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
Here's Hurts to throw.
He finds his man, complete. It's Barnes. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And it's second down.
Now Hurts changing up the play.
They run the counter. Barnes.
And a strong run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 35. Well, looks like they'll move things around here. Off the play fake. Here's Hurts.
And that is incomplete.
These two teams had met earlier in the season in Philly with the Eagles winning that ball game. So they are gunning for the sweep here in Dallas. Dallas, Texas is the spot, third quarter inside AT&T Stadium. Glad you're with us. 2nd and 10. Throwing is Hurts.
And he comes back with one complete.
And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 22-yard line. Hurts sets up to throw it. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
So it looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But this defense gets 2 more stops. They can keep them out of that area.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
St. Brown motioning left. Hurts with a little pop pass on the jet sweep. And a great job there to read that one defensively. They strung him out, would not allow him to cut upfield.
They'll bring a receiver in motion left.
Now they show jet sweep, but instead a run up the middle here.
And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. He's just short. He got 6 of the 7 he needed, so that leaves a decision here on 4th and a yard. 4th down. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. We're on to the 4th here on Thanksgiving Day. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now in Arlington. It's the Eagles behind on the scoreboard, but with the football here as we start the 4th quarter. They'll try and run for it with Barkley. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Saquon Barkley taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Eagles have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th. Elliott now to add the extra point. And the lead is down to 2.
Makes the score Cowboys 18, Eagles 16.
Yeah, the touchdown apparently wasn't enough. They're going to go for the onside kick here. And this one travels out of bounds, so unsuccessful there on the onside kick try. Both teams working on short rest, but this has been one of the better Thursday night games we've seen as they come up here on 1st and 10. On the give, this is their fullback. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. This is where, 4th quarter, you got the lead, you give it to the big guy. Defensively kind of sucks the will out of them, doesn't it? Because they don't want to tackle him right now this late in the game.
Well, you say that with accusatory tones. I mean, but you're exactly right. I know it's not something we actually want to talk.
Oh, what a heck of an effort there as he'll make the diving catch. 11 yards and a Cowboy 1st down. Well, a clear running situation, trying to take time off the clock. He ran the previous play, set that play action up nicely.
Boy, did they ever, because they had shown the ability to run the football. So now you lose your keys as a defense. You dive for the running play, and they hit them over the top.
And quickly to the outside, that's caught by Lamb.
So he stopped for no gain, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly.
Hands it off out of the gun.
And here's another tackle made at the line, so they're converging well on the football now. Officially nothing on that one, no gain, so they're left with still 10 to go on 3rd down.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bringing up a key 3rd down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key 3rd down. Highlight that word, put it in bold. Here we go. And this offense on 3rd down today, they're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is 3rd and 10. They'll send the tight end in motion left. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Touchdown, Cowboys! CeeDee Lamb, 26 yards. And the Cowboys get an important score there to extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. They have to love seeing that from their young quarterback here in the 4th quarter, able to further that lead with a touchdown pass.
He didn't go turtle, did he? And you know what I mean by that. I had an old coach used to say all the time, hey, when we have a lead late, don't just tuck in and try and ride it out. Go out and play and extend the lead. And that's what he did.
Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And that makes this a 9-point game. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. And he'll be out of bounds across the 25. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And you figure after giving up that last touchdown, they trail by 2 scores here in the fourth quarter. This drive becomes very critical. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
And they're at the point of the ball game now where they've got to take some chances. They've got to put the ball in the air and just see what happens. But this defense knows that all too well.
Second and 10 now from the 27. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. This throw incomplete, nearly picked off. And with his pedigree, he doesn't drop many of those. But third down coming up.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on third down to get their momentum going again.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. Down to the 10. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Devontae Smith, 73 yards. And the Eagles are back within a score. So that's a really big play here in the fourth quarter. And don't look now. They're right back in this game.
Did it feel to you as it did to me? That maybe they were a little bit soft in what they were lining up with on defense. Almost like they were protecting the lead rather than trying to make a play.
And now that lead is down to just 1 score. Elliott good with a PAT. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. And the touchdown apparently not enough. They want more, an onside kick. A strong running. And it looks like the defense has got it. Well, CD, you understand. I mean, they're so eager trying to get back in this game here in the fourth quarter, but they touched that one a little too early before it went 10 yards.
Brandon, in such a high-stakes scenario, everyone's feeling the pressure on this play. The special teams coordinator, which one is he going to pick in terms of kicks? Can the kicker execute it? Can the team wait for 10 yards? So many variables, and in this case, they didn't get it done.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35.
And for the defense, this is a spot where you don't want to totally sell out to stop the run, but you do have a pretty good idea of what you're going to see. And that's good work right there to keep them in check on that first down carry.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Little pitch and catch to the tight end, knocked. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
Out of the gun now on third down. And this complete to Mitchell. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
I thought they might take a shot down the field, but instead they ran a little drag route there. I think they were hoping he could catch it and run away from the defender. But a really good job keeping the play in front of them, and they force a fourth down.
And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on fourth down. They'll try and run for it. And he's able to pick up the first down here before he goes down at the 26.
And now we're going to get a stoppage. A member of the Cowboys shaken up. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment.
The fourth down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. Back to throw here.
There's a short throw. It's caught by Komet.
So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and that's going to bring up second down.
Right there, he rose to the occasion late in a close game.
It's something he thought about, dreamed about, and worked on throughout his career. Because in these types of situations, he wasn't going to allow extra coverage to keep him from getting the football.
Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. And the play goes for 19 yards. Gives him a new set of downs. So first and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. Now they'll send a tight end in motion left. They'll try to run this one in. Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. So stuffed from the 2, now what?
You know me pretty well. What do you think I want here?
Play action?
Definitely. Let him get outside and create. And if he has to run it, he has a little bit more space.
And they'll run again, but he will lose yardage here as they knock him back to the 3.
Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. He'll look to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys.
Mitchell from 3 yards out. And the Cowboys add 6 to their lead. Well, to put it mildly, he's been able to dice up this secondary all game long. And this time, that was a missile that he threw into the end zone and adding another touchdown to his ledger.
And I think we see these youngsters develop a lot quicker than we ever have because when they get started in this game, they're not just throwing passes around. They're reading coverages early. So now they're like seasoned pros earlier in their career. How about this one here? If they win this ball game, a game ball definitely coming from his head coach.
Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off.
And he won't quite make it to the 25.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
Well, that last touchdown we just saw, what an important one. Now it's back to a 2-score deficit for this crew as they take the field here, and they are in desperate need of finding the end zone.
And he is going to lose yardage here. Looking to throw again on second down.
Hurts. Now throw right side here, going to be incomplete.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he led him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
This offense so far on third down, they've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13.
That to the sideline, and it's intercepted. But here in the fourth quarter, defensively, you know that you're just going to blanket the field with defensive backs and say, okay, take your best shot. And that time, it's intercepted.
And we've often seen teams go into the prevent early, way too early, and sometimes they get too soft in their coverages, but not in this case. They understood the situation and played it with the proper aggression.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
And that's just an ideal run to start this drive because they're in full ball control mode now. So if you keep ripping off 7, 8, 9 yards of carry, you're going to have a great chance of finishing off this game.
Williams being motion left. And they're going to give it to him on the jet sweep.
And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
And this is exactly what you're looking to do offensively. If you can start stringing some runs together like this, you'll keep churning out first downs, and that's going to put you in a great position to carry this one home.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Now they'll run it on the toss. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
They'll see about converting this 3rd and 8.
Now they try the right side here. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first. It's a 6-yard gain, and it leaves them looking at a 4th down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
A 37-yard attempt.
And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but they still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
After the made field goal, here's McLaughlin back out there to kick it away.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
At their own 27-yard line.
They'll come up 1st and 10 here.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw.
And he'll get this up past the 45. It's a 1st down, but the tackle comes in bounds.
They're going to look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. And he will go down. A Cowboys sack. They'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's third down.
Well, this was a very close ball game at halftime, Charles, but in the second half, that offense kind of kicked things into another gear, and they were able to pull away for the victory.
And, Brandon, I think they're the type of team that just looked in the mirror and said, hey, ton of pressure on, but we're the type of team that can flat out handle it. They stood up with confidence, and made it happen for a victory.
So for the Cowboys, the win gets them a step closer to 500 at 5-6.
And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week as they will take on the Washington Commanders.
Meanwhile, for the Eagles, their luck may have run out as they fall to 4-7 now in the year. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.